The story began with the appearance of a mysterious virus that viciously killed 90% of humanity population, which changed the world into post-apocalyptic world, and the only survivor were children who aren't above the age of 13. Mankind becomes enslaved by previously hidden, power-hungry vampires who emerge in order to subjugate society with the promise of protecting the survivors, in exchange for donations of their blood. Among these survivors were Yuikiru, the main character of this story. He was also taken captive by vampires from an orphanage. Michaela Hayakuya, and along with other children whom Yuikiru consider family, was also captured by the vampire and made them live like livestock. Discontent with being treated like livestock under the vampire's cruel reign, Yuikiru arrogantly disobeyed a high-noble vampire, which resulted him being half a step away from death. But with Michaela apologies on behalf of Yuikiru, the noble forgives him. Michaela also agrees to go to this noble's house to offer his blood. Yuikiru becomes angry hearing Michaela offering his blood, but afterward seeing everyone happy to have good food to eat because of Michaela, Yuikiru became somewhat happy. In midnight, Michaela came to home and sees Yuikiru still being awake waiting for him. Michaela then surprised Yuikiru with a gun and a map of this place which he's stolen from the castle of that noble. Then Michaela hatches a rebellious escape plan with everyone and moves out soon after. They tactfully moves ahead, and soon after they arrive to the exit gate. But to their shock they see that the high-ranking noble named Ferret waiting for them. He knew Michaela has stolen the map and gun, but he let him go to catch them now. Yuikiru and Michaela didn't give up. He told everyone to run towards the exit. But to their shock, Ferret's speed was on another level. He killed everyone except Yuikiru and Michaela. At last Michaela told Yuikiru to run and he will hold the noble vampire. Michaela attacked Ferret, but he was stabbed in chest. Then Yuikiru surprised attacked Ferret and shoot him in the head. But sadly everyone except them was killed, and now Michaela was also on verge of death. Michaela told Yuikiru to run from here and go to the outside world, but Yuikiru didn't want to abandon him now because he thinks of them as his family. On Michaela's last breath he again told him to run. Without having a choice left, Yuikiru runs towards the exit and came to outside world. Surprisingly enough, he saw 3 people coming towards him. They introduced themselves as an extermination unit of the Japanese Imperial Demon Army, which is where the survived humans were living. From then on, Yuikiru made his mind on exterminating every single vampire in the world. Since then 4 years have passed. Yuikiru still get the dream of that tragic past which haunted him every night. But suddenly a monster came towards him, but Yuikiru was not the least bit afraid. He goes straight ahead to attack and skillfully dodged. After with a single strike he killed the monster. Scene changes. Yuikiru was in his classroom. Yuikiru was thinking of how to join the vampire extermination unit, and until he joins he has to study and train hard. Yuikiru also meets with Shirnoa Hiragi and Yoichi. Yoichi also desperately wants to join vampire extermination unit. Like everyone else, he also has a tragic past, which is why he wants to take revenge on vampires. But suddenly there came a notice of vampire attack at the academy. Without thinking much, Yuikiru runs towards the vampire. Soon after he arrived in front of that vampire and made the first attack. The vampire wasn't weak and they were evenly matched, but then Yoichi came to help. At last Yuikiru and the vampire falls from the building, but Yuikiru's sword was stabbed in her chest. The sword was not enchanted, which is why it couldn't kill the vampire, but then Chidren came and destroyed her easily. Chidren is the head of Moon Demon Company, which is a leading group in Royal Demon Army. After seeing Yuikiru good results in fighting with that vampire, he takes him to his group as Moon Demon Company's member. Chidren also let Yoichi join the same group. In tomorrow morning, Yuikiru gets to know that Hiragi also owns a cursed gear, a weapon that can kill vampire. After seeing the cursed weapon, Yuikiru wanted to test its power. But after fighting for a while he understands that the cursed gear has overwhelming power and he couldn't defeat Hiragi without having a cursed weapon for himself. Afterwards Yuikiru gets a news that someone has entered the cursed room where demons wander around and got possessed by a demon. Hiragi warned Yuikiru to not make unwanted trouble and get entangled with a demon. Yuikiru completely ignores Hiragi's words and moves ahead to get the cursed weapon. Shockingly, with pure skill he surprised attacked and gets the cursed weapon, but that was not the end. By touching that cursed weapon he was trapped in an illusion created by that demon. The illusion was about his past and the demon wanted to make him feel regret, but Yuikiru broke the illusion of that demon and came back to the real world. Hiragi was shocked seeing him break the demon's illusion that easily. At another place we see Ferret, the noble vampire from before, and surprisingly Michaela, who was supposed to be dead, was also there. Then we get a flashback of past. When Yuikiru escaped from the vampire headquarters, a shocking thing happened. The queen of all vampire, who was also the current ruler of vampires, came there and sees the bloodshed. Ferret gets up and welcomed her. Of course Ferret didn't die. A high-ranking noble like him wouldn't die just by a gunshot. But the shocking thing was that the queen of vampires turns Michaela to a vampire with her blood. By taking the blood of strongest vampires, Michaela gets stronger power than any noble vampire. Scene changes, we see Yuikiru fighting someone, but soon after the fight ends, Yuikiru and others goes to Guren to get their coursed gear. Guren also introduced a new member named Kimizuki Shirho who will be joining them, but Yuikiru was surprised seeing him because they were fighting not long before. Before giving the cursed gears, Guren tested them with his cursed sword's oppressive power. The demonic energy make the students lose consciousness, but hopefully Yuikiru group didn't lose consciousness, which make them pass this test. Guren takes them to a special place where the highest ranking coursed gear with Demon King sealed inside were placed. Guren then explained that they can take the weapon to their liking, and when they touch it the ritual will start. Demon inside will try to possess them. They have to play a mind game. If they lose, their body will be possessed by the demon, and if they win they can make a contract with the demon. Without thinking twice, Yuikiru goes towards the sword in the middle. Soon after the ritual was started and the three of them was taken to an illusion created by the demons. Yuikiru was in an unknown place, but he was not afraid by the demon because he had defeated a demon before and thinks now was same as before. But the demon then released the true power and said that the demon he fought before was a low-ranking demon. Now he was fighting with a demon who has reached the peak of power, but after Yuikiru goes through a test of that demon and seeing Yuikiru's strong mental force, the demon accepted to make a contract with him. The demon also said that Yuikiru's body has something strange in it and asked if the human were making any experiments on him, but Yuikiru didn't know anything about that. At last the demon came to human form and gives her real name Ashuramu. When Yuikiru called this name, he will get the overwhelming power of a demon. Soon after he wakes up and sees Kimizuki was also successful in his contract with demon, but sadly it wasn't that easy for Yoichi. Yoichi then get possessed by the demon and attacked Yuikiru and others. But they somehow makes Yoichi to come back, which makes him successful in his contract. Guren was also very impressed by them because it isn't easy to make a contract with highest ranking demons and many peoples die just by trying it. So Guren lets them join in the front line to kill vampires with their newfound power in Shinjuku. Meanwhile, in another place, the Queen of Vampires said that the time has come and declared that they will be going on a war with humans. Tomorrow morning Yuikiru and Hiragi goes to Shinjuku and soon after arrives to the headquarters. Then they meet with others, but Guren takes a senior member named Mitsuba in their group because they need a team of 5 people to make a stronger formation. Their first mission was to investigate a place which is suspected to have vampire settlement. They have killed all the vampires and saved the humans they were holding hostage. But the surprising thing was when they arrived to that place they found a little girl who was running trying to escape from the monster. Yuikiru tried to save her, but Mitsuba stopped him saying it was a trap set by the vampires. If they tried to save her it will break the formation and vampires will give them surprise attack. But seeing the girl was about to die, Yuikiru goes to save her. He blocked the attack of the monster, but by getting this chance vampires surprised attacked them as Mitsuba said before. Yuikiru was outnumbered, but surprisingly Yuikiru released his power which overwhelmed them. Everyone was shocked by his power which was above average. They take retreat for now and goes to their headquarters. Afterwards Mitsuba slapped Yuikiru. Because of him the team formation was broken, and if they were facing stronger vampires then they would have died for sure. Then we get a flashback of Mitsuba where he also broke the team formation to save someone, but it resulted everyone in her team to die in front of her. But Yuikiru didn't regret that because he couldn't see any innocent people die without him doing anything. Afterwards they go to vampire settlement area, but shockingly they see many children lying on the floor, living a life like livestock for blood. The team moves ahead to find vampires and soon after they find one. Yuikiru attacks first and killed the vampire with a single strike. But then vampires sneak attacked and got Mitsuba by the neck, but again with Yuikiru overwhelming strength he cut that vampire in half. With their teamwork they killed the vampire and saved every human hostage. Afterwards they see a high-ranking vampire general who stopped the car without using much strength. Yuikiru and others fight for some time but find out that this vampire was on another level and they can't defeat him with their current strength. Soon they took retreat. Afterwards Hiragi gives everyone pills, but it was not any ordinary pill because it can give them a boost in power for a short amount of time. The pill will help them synchronize with their demon, and one pill will make them 1.5 times stronger. With more pills their strength will grow to higher level, but there is also side effects. If they take 2 pills at the beginning then there is a chance that they will die of shock, and if they take 3 pills then their internal organs will explode. So it is suggested to take 1 pill at a time. At the same time in another place a fierce fight was about to begin. Moon Demon Company members and their leader Chidren will fight with vampire nobles. But the surprising thing was Ferret and Michaela was amongst them. Michaela and Chidren break out with a fight. They fought intensely but Michaela was stronger than Chidren. At last Michaela was about to end Chidren's life, but suddenly Yuikiru came with a fierce attack and stabbed him in the chest. But soon after Yuikiru find out that the person he attacked was his only family Michaela. Yuikiru was shocked beyond belief and regretted everything. The noble vampire from before named Crowley Yusford also arrives. Seeing they were outnumbered by the vampires, Chidren give order to retreat. But the vampire wouldn't let retreat that easily, so Michaela takes Yuikiru to another place. Yuikiru didn't want to abandon them, but seeing Hiragi and others was about to be bitten by the vampires, something monstrous inside him was awakened. A dark energy wing came out of his back which was too big. The dark energy around him was fully released and it locked like a demon king has been awakened. With a single strike everything around him was destroyed. Next he attacked Crowley, which brings out a destructive force that created a big crater in the ground. Crowley was overwhelmed by Yuikiru power, but Yuikiru was not conscious now. It was like he was possessed by something which resulted him attacking everyone around him. Yuikiru was about to attack Hiragi, but Michaela stopped him by taking the blow on himself. By getting this chance Hiragi hugged Yuikiru and tries to make Yuikiru wake up, and surprisingly it worked. Yuikiru came back to normal, but soon after he lost consciousness. Reinforcement from Imperial Demon Army also came and saved everyone from vampires' attack. Afterwards we see Hiragi going to Chidren and asked why were they experimenting on Yuikiru. At the last scene we see Yuikiru in hospital bed and Hiragi was sitting next to him. That's the end of this anime's first season. I will make a recap of the second season soon, so stay tuned to my channel, and if you enjoyed the video do subscribe. See you in the next video and wish you have a good day.